Well, good morning. It is Monday. It's January 26th, but I feel like all of us, you guys, it's been like a week dealing with this storm. So thanks for joining us. This is NBC 10's Coffee Break. Monday morning, January 26th, 10 a.m., and we're just getting through to the other side of this storm. Molly's in a car. She's driving around. We're going to get to her in just a bit. Kennedy is at the airport. We're going to get to her in just a bit. But first, Christian, you've been outside. You're still outside. Let us know where you are, what the conditions are, and next steps. Good morning.
Good morning. We're here in a plaza in Fall River. There's a CVS over here. I'm on top of a snowbank. Just look at the amount of snow that the plows have already picked up over here. I mean, it's probably about 15 feet high. There's a little bit of a climb up here too. But I do want to mention this McDonald's right here. There's probably been 20, 25 people coming over here trying to go inside that McDonald's. There's a sign on the door that said that it was closed yesterday, but it doesn't say anything about today. And we've seen a lot of people come through trying to get something from that McDonald's, actually, somebody right now. And there's just no luck. They're completely out of luck here. I don't expect this McDonald's to open. I've kind of ran into what seems to be an employee earlier, and they said they didn't expect to open. But I've seen a lot of shoveling from people, but there's been a lot of people on the road over here. And if you're one of the plow people, you don't really want to see that. You, of course, want more plows to be out there to be able to do what they need to do as clean as possible, because if you have all these cars driving around, these extra cars, it just kind of creates a mess, Allison, that really just kind of makes it harder for the plows to clean up. And that's what we're seeing here in Fall River. So what I'm trying to get out there is just stay off the roads as much as possible. Let the plows do their thing, and we'll get through this all together.
So you hit a Dunkin' today and a McDonald's, and they're both closed.
I did, yeah. The
Dunkin'
Dunkin',
didn't have donuts, huh?
yes, and there's a Dunkin' around this corner too. I actually went to go to use the bathroom, and same thing, empty racks. I
Wow.
went up to them. I said, guys, like there was a Dunkin' on, I think it was South Main Street and Globe Street that we were at earlier for our sunrise shots. And they were saying, yep, same problem, no truck coming our way. So right now, it doesn't look like the one over there will be having any donuts today either.
I guess we'll survive. All right,
Yeah,
Christian,
I
thanks.
guess.
Good to be, yeah, I think so. Good to be with you during sunrise too. Your first big storm and NBC 10. Congratulations. I know.
Yeah.
Wow, exciting. All right,
I'm gonna
Christian,
get down
sounds
here
good.
now.
Yeah. All right. Well, say hi to everybody in Fall River for us. We are back. I think we're back in Rhode Island. We're going to go to Molly, who's driving around with Paul Tierney, a photographer. Molly, who I've worked
Oh,
with for more than 20 years. Never mind. You're going to Kennedy or Molly? Let's go to Molly. Yeah, there you are. How's Paul holding up? Is he treating you well? Hmm.
Allison, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you can hear me. I can't hear you at all. I'm just trying to read your lips. But
Okay.
my feeling is that you may have asked me something or sent me a question. However, I can't hear you, but I'll just show you where I'm at. I'm on Hope Street, east side of Providence here, and I'm getting out of the car just to show you like this is an untouched street right here. So this is the main street, and that's completely untouched. This is Poplar Street. We've seen maybe two streets just like this, but for these people who live in these houses, this has to be a problem. Like, just fell down the snow. I'll show you. You know, it's definitely deep down there. Maybe this plow driver is going to try and come down here. Let's see. Oh, he might. Let's see.
Mm.
I should move out of the way. We're getting some live plows driving right now. So yeah,
Okay.
that's an untouched street that is now currently being touched. So that's good news. But yeah, some of these streets still in Providence, especially on the east side, untouched. Let me try and get out of this snow
Yeah,
before this plow
let's be
driver
careful.
gets upset
Yes.
with me. All right, hold on. Uh, Hope Street as a whole, though, blacktop. Definitely messy, but you're seeing blacktop. There we go. That is a touch street now. There you have it.
All right,
That's pretty
live
cool. I
television
wish I could
there.
hear you, Allison,
Aw. It's
but
okay.
that's what
Scott,
we're
let's
looking.
let Molly get back in the car and I'll take it from there. Yeah, so I live actually not far from Molly, second side of Hope Street. Going in today at 3 o'clock in the morning was really touch and go for sure. A lot of the snow was going right onto the sidewalks as they were clearing the streets so that they could let the cars drive down. But that was really hard to pass through the sidewalks, as you can imagine. This morning on Sunrise, Mayor Grebian, excuse me, did come on with us, and he was essentially saying I don't care if you got to park your cars on your yard up above the sidewalks, but get them off the roads for now. You get a pass for now so the plows can do their thing and then we can move all the cars back in. Lots of parking bans are still in place. Lots of cars got towed all around the state, not just in Rhode Island, but Massachusetts too. Bob Silva from East Providence was telling us that on Sunrise as well. No school in East Providence. Distance learning in East Providence is what we're told by the mayor there. No school in Pawtucket. So it's a little kind of touch and go how far people are taking these warnings. But yeah, some schools are doing distance learning right now. The airport at TF Green, but flights are kind of hit and miss at this time. Good morning. Good to see you again.
Hey, good morning, Allison. I also cannot hear you, but I'm going to assume you asked me probably about TF Green and the flight status. Now, we do know, the airport did shut down overnight, Sunday night, coming into Monday morning because of the snowstorm and the impacts. And then we got word right on air this morning that the airport was opening back up. So we came after our live shots inside, thankfully, after being outside in the cold. But as you can probably see, just looking at this is the arrival board here at TF Green. Look at all of this red, canceled, heading from Chicago, Philadelphia, Orlando. All of these seem to be canceled. This one is on time, heading from Chicago here, 10 a.m. Now, the ones that seem to be on time are kind of untouched. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they arrive. The ones later in the afternoon, like 2:30, 3:30, so those seem to be okay. We did catch up with a few passengers who were on probably the one of the first flights entering TF Green this morning, right when that airport opened back up. It was coming from Charleston. They landed here. And, we talked to a few of them. They were just saying, they had to wait. It was supposed to land 6 p.m. last night, got canceled. They came in this morning. So it wasn't that big of a delay, but they were still pretty frustrated. They were just saying, like, oh my gosh, we had to go back to the hotel. Some happily, knew people in Charleston they could stay with, but it still was kind of frustrating. And then I can probably show you just looking around. It's a ghost town here at TF Green. When we first came in, the baggage claims were really, really empty. You can kind of take a look. So, and then we see a lot of people in chairs. They're waiting for their loved ones to come back, or they're waiting for any sort of news about their flights. So really, it's just a lot of workers, people waiting, probably don't know how long. I was talking to them. They were just like, we've been here, we're just waiting. We just wanted to get a kind of a head start on the roads, which are still really, really bad. Stay at home. We did talk to some plow drivers. So yeah, that's kind of the conditions now at TF Green. So if you do have a flight or you're waiting for someone, make sure to check that status because as you can see, a lot of red. So hopefully that changes sometime soon, but I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Kennedy, I know you can't hear me, but I'm saying thank you. Thank you. Happy to have you on the Summer Show now, too. Yeah, it's been kind of hit or miss with all these pockets of problems all around Southern New England for sure. And AJ's going to join me right now. AJ, something interesting about this storm, we didn't have any power outages. Like that was a win. Things would have been much different this morning if we were dealing with power outages for sure. I know a lot of people don't love to have power outages for a whole host of reasons, but it was windy, but we survived that. Parking bans are still in place, but let's look at those snowfall totals.
Yeah.
I'm in Pawtucket. I think we got just shy of a foot, but then friends out in Warren, Bristol, 17 and a half inches.
Yeah.
Pretty standard, huh?
Impressive stuff. Definitely our most snow since we've seen in 2022. And going back to that power outage thing as well, very expansive winter storm here in the eastern United States. At some point, we had 200 million under some sort of alert. So thankfully, the storm is now shifting further off to the east, but power outages still lingering throughout much of the south. Thankfully, not dealing with that with a light, fluffy consistency for the majority of our snow. Some heavier snow falling down towards the coastline, but mixed in with the drier snow didn't cause too many issues or any outages for the most part here region-wide. A little bit of some wind as well. Snowfall reports, very impressive stuff coming in. A widespread 12 to 18 inches plus, I shall say. 17.7 in Warren, one of our top reports from this morning. 16 inches in Coventry, Smithfield at 15 as well. Little Compton, even all the way down in southern Rhode Island, where we were talking about likely just around a foot. 14.5 of the report through the overnight. In TF Green, officially at 7 a.m. this morning, 13.3 inches. We do have to think the airport itself is right on Narragansett Bay, and those water temperatures do fluctuate our actual air temperatures by the water itself. So a little bit of a higher snow liquid equivalent. Some of our highest amounts, 20 inches, Milton, Massachusetts, parts of the North Shore around 22, Sterling, Massachusetts, also 22 inches. Dayton, though, not too far behind, 16 inches falling there, Taunton 14.5. Our friends over the National Weather Service in Norton reporting about 13.5 inches as well. Seekonk 13.7, Wareham at 13 inches. So all the way down, once again, to the coastline, Buzzards Bay, we're talking about over a foot of snowfall. We have seen our winter storm warning be collapse a little bit further down to the south and east. New York City, New Haven, Connecticut, not currently under this alert, but it does continue until 8 p.m. this evening. You're like, wow, we got about 10 more hours of this storm. It hasn't snowed now for a couple of hours. And we do have a little bit more of a lull as we continue for the second half of the daytime, though. We do expect to see more wraparound snow work into the region. We're seeing the snow falling right now, primarily just Plymouth County. We have more of an east-northeast wind. It's slowly shifting more towards the north as we continue for today, but still seeing some snow coming on down here through Plymouth County. 495 impacted too. And some of this is making its way towards Fall River, New Bedford, kind of the last on that fringe of that onshore wind flow, kind of sparking up more of this snow. But we look off to the west and it tells a very interesting tale. Look at the snow right now out towards Albany, New York, the Hudson River Valley. It's filling back in here on the backside. So as this trough swings on through, we'll likely see more in the way of widespread light snow and additional accumulations of 1 to 3 inches fall throughout the region. Also not great, going outside to shovel the snow right now, dealing with single-digit wind chills throughout the majority of the region. Now, Smithfield was actually at -4 not too long ago, so we have increased our wind chill values a little bit, but still feeling like the single digits, so want to make sure we got plenty in the way, the thick gloves, not the little liners if you're going out to clean your car this morning, and we do expect to see these wind chills dip on down heading for tonight into tomorrow. 1 p.m. this afternoon, starting to see the snow fill back in here throughout the region. Temperatures ranging from roughly 20 to 25 degrees. So the snow not having any issue actually sticking once again here on the backside. And look how much of it's kind of filled in between 4, 5 up to 6 p.m. The second half of the day, 195, 495, all seeing a steady light, even at times moderate snowfall. And this will be making our roads once again snow covered. So we're seeing some blacktop right now. Not going to be the case, especially for the second half of the evening commute. By 11 p.m., some of that snow pushing further offshore, clearing conditions further out to the west. And that means temperatures will be falling down through the single digits. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 8 degrees here in the Providence area. And with our wind chill factor, going to be close to around -5. In terms of additional snowfall, 1 to 3 inches a primary bet here throughout much of Rhode Island, eastern Massachusetts. You could find a little bit more as you head towards Plymouth County. That's kind of one of those areas we were talking about, some of that ocean enhancement. And we have actually seen some totals around here. Milton at 20 inches. So some spots could be close to 2 feet by the end of today with our storm total accumulation. Notice our temperatures and our wind chills heading for this afternoon a little bit better further out to the east. We're seeing the marine influence temperatures in the 20s towards the Cape, but everyone dealing with more in the way of these bitter wind chills heading for later tonight into the overnight, waking up tomorrow morning, -5 degrees here in the Providence area. So pretty much just as bad as we woke up for our Saturday morning, a few degrees warmer all in all, but as ready for the weekend, temperatures look to be below average. We're also tracking potential for some more snow heading for the weekend ahead. So Allison, we're just starting to dig out from this storm, already got our eyes on next weekend, bitter wind chill. So of course, as the cleanup efforts continue, want to make sure we're staying warm out there and safe on the roadways.
I was matching your maps for a period of time, the pink with the snow. Yeah. So
the winter storm warning you're dressed for.
Yeah. Now I know. All right, AJ, thank you. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with some black ice for sure as these temperatures dip, and we're going to just do the best we can until we warm up.
Take it slow.
June, July.
Eventually, next week, I do think we get up into the 30s, which will be, I guess, nicer than the 20s and the teens. So
for sure. Yeah. All right. So AJ, thank you. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning on Sunrise. Yeah. So parking bans remain in place all across southern New England. School is out, whether it's distant learning or school's just flat out closed. Make way for the plows because, as you just heard from AJ, the snow is coming back on and in here. So we're going to have to deal with that again. And just take care of your neighbors, of course, especially those who are older. Help them shovel out. Digging out in these temperatures is really difficult. So just do what you can to help each other out. In the meantime, the news is back at noon, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning with Mario on Sunrise.